All right, hello everybody and welcome to another new episode of the Oneonta Movie Show. We're going to be looking at a couple of trailers today and be reviewing Jordan Peele's new movie, Us, at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned in and you're definitely not going to want to miss this. No Style Steve, roll that intro. All right, welcome back everyone. Before we start talking about the trailers and movie review, let's see what everyone's been watching. Ron?
I saw Jurassic Park again.
You saw Jurassic Park, the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's what it's called.
Yeah, it says that when the opening title, Jurassic Park, the first one.
Why did you see it again? Or what was it on? Was it just on TV?
It was just the group thing. I was at a interview weekend thing, so.
Wait, what?
Like,
why are they? Okay, because I know what you're at. You're at graduate school for Cooperstown. Why are they showing
Jurassic
Park?
It was just like hey, it's movie night, and I was like, Jurassic Park, lame.
It was a group. It was a group bonding thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
It was fine. Jurassic Park's fine.
Why didn't they show last at the weekends?
Fine. Yeah, right. Right. That's what I was saying.
What do you mean?
I like Jeff Goldblum, but.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's? How many times have you seen it before? Like, what number of viewing is this? Infinite?
I don't know. I've seen so many bits and pieces of the movie. I don't even know if I've seen the full movie.
Yeah, they always play it on TV, and I don't know if I've actually sat down from beginning to end and watched it. I've seen every part of it. I don't know if I've seen
I
sit
don't know
down
if I've seen
and-
it like inclusively. So
I've
this,
never watched
this might have been the first time.
You've seen it through? I don't know. I feel like if you catch it, it's like one of the ones you always catch on TV. I always sit through it to the end. Because I go like, it's a Sunday.
That's why I do
It's
with
Sunday at the
Shawshank.
end. Yeah.
I do that with Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, you just go, this is good, but I'm surprised you guys haven't seen it through the whole time.
I don't. Maybe.
I don't
Not in the
remember.
past
You don't know at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, who knows?
It is because it's such a well-known movie. It is at this point. It's like, oh, this is the bit
in the
now. This is what I
zeitgeist.
remember.
Yeah, it's like everyone's seen Jaws, but has anyone actually been like, I sat down?
I did.
Oh,
I
I
have.
I did
Actually
because
did?
I also
Really?
have
Okay.
done that.
I did that because of that reason. I went, I have to see this.
Yeah,
through.
okay,
I have to
yeah,
actually
okay.
watch it as a movie. All right, Jacob, what have you seen?
Yeah, so I've been watching Barry on HBO with Bill Hader and Henry Winkler, and it's really good. It's a show. He's a hired gun, Bill Hader. Gets into an acting class, so it's a bit of a dramedy, I guess. A lot of drama, a lot of comedy, but it's really good. It's really well written, really well directed. Directed by Bill Hader. So it's really good. There's only like 13 episodes in the first season. They're all like 20 minutes. So definitely check it out.
That's pretty short. I feel like
They're really short, and like there's like an end credit, so it's I don't even think it's 20 minutes. It might be like 18 or
19.
something. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really
You
good.
can do that
check
in
it
like
out.
a day or two.
Yeah, I'm almost done. So definitely check it out.
You remember Sneaky Pete?
I love Bill Hader.
Yeah, I remember Sneaky Pete. How could I
When,
forget?
when they bringing that back?
No.
Giovanni Ribisi, come on.
All right.
Sorry, that's,
Cynthia.
That's what that
Sorry,
reminded me
Sneaky
of.
Pete talk. Sorry.
It's a good show.
It's all right.
I haven't seen any movies, but I watch The Good Place now. And I just finished season 1, and I was like binging the first few episodes of season 2. And I liked the ending of season 1, but
was good.
the beginning of season 2 is kind of slow, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, I've really liked it a lot just because they don't, like a comedy thing like usually sticks to its mold. It's always kind of like, I guess, developing the plot. So
Yeah.
It actually has a story instead.
Yeah.
I guess, let's see. I kind of forgot. What have I watched?
Yeah.
Oh, I watched the Homecoming.
Spider-Man. Homecoming?
Oh.
Oh.
The one on...
No,
You insult me.
Is that
No, I'm
the,
just
the
kidding.
Julia Roberts?
It was Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
It was an Amazon
Oh,
Prime
that
show.
How is that?
I liked it a lot. It's kind of hard. I mean, the premise is that Homecoming is a facility in Tampa Bay, Florida, for
I know what you're
veterans
talking about
of the Middle East, of some Middle Eastern wars. I don't even get into specifics.
Okay.
But it's like, I can't give spoilers. Just it's like something fishy's going
Okay.
on. But they do a really
Is that why there's a fish on the...
yeah, there's a
the
fish in the
cover?
thumbnail. There
Yeah.
you go. That's deep movie making or TV show making.
Yeah.
But also, I really liked how it's shot. I forget who it's written and directed by the same person for every episode, so it really feels
Oh, that's
consistent
that's
throughout
interesting.
the whole
Yeah,
series.
it's similar to Barry because Bill
Yeah.
Hader does the same thing. Just writes
They
and
even do a
directs, yeah.
thing where they just do weird shots where every time it takes place in the past, which is kind of shot normally, and then in the present, the aspect ratio is completely changed, and there's like a filter on it, and it's kind of like it's well written and just entertaining, and from a shot perspective, very interesting. All right, so that's what we watched this week, and it's time to move on to the first trailer that we are going to be talking about, which is Toy Story 4. Ron, what did you think of this trailer?
I don't remember Toy Story 3. So I'm like watching it and I'm like,
Toy
I'm
Story
not
3 is
sure
good.
what's going on. Like I saw Toy Story 3.
Does someone remember Toy Story 3 here?
Yes.
Yeah, what
A
happened?
little.
I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
confused.
Andy graduates college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He gives
I
it
got-
to a younger girl.
Okay,
And then
okay.
he's like, so long, and then Woody goes, so long, partner, the camera moves up, and the clouds are exactly like Andy's old room. They're like shaped in the same way, and then it
And
ends.
they play this song.
And they play, whatever.
They almost
Lame.
killed them. That's all I remember.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
in the dumpster.
right?
They
Yeah.
were like in the dumpster fire or
Yeah,
something.
that was good.
The incinerator.
Which that's one of the things that I guess people are complaining about is that Toy Story 3 had a very much a finality to it. So how do you guys feel about the story, the
bringing it
saga
back?
continuing?
Yeah,
Cynthia,
she
do you wanna-
sounded
I
louder
just,
than me.
I think it's too much.
Uh,
I don't like when movies drag it out longer than it has to. I thought Toy Story 2 was a good ending. Like, I didn't really need another one.
Even Toy Story 1 was a good ending.
Yeah.
you could've-
But I actually really did like Toy Story 2. I thought it was. I like when the story keeps the characters in the same, like setting almost. Like they were still with Andy.
in the
like
room.
yeah. So I liked the fact of like the new toys coming in for the second one. But like the third one was a little. I didn't really care about it because.
But I mean, it still had a good. That still had like a very. It had a good ending.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, it had a good ending.
Yeah. And the rest of it
Like-
was kind of just like now they're in preschool or something.
Yeah.
It's like all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Are
this
you
one.
going to see this?
A lot of
Are
Toy
you-
Story hate.
Why are you
jeez.
going to see Toy
Not
Story 4?
hate. I love the first and second
Yeah.
one,
I'm
but
surprised.
I like three. No, I like all of them, but at some point you just go, all right.
it's
How many
over.
toys?
No, I'm not going to
Yeah.
disagree with that because, we don't need a Toy Story 4. We didn't need a
Yeah.
3. We didn't need 2. But that's going back 20 years. So
Yeah,
we've
that's
had
true.
So Toy Story 4, I am genuinely interested in. I'm interested
Yeah.
in the fact that Woody's having some sort of existential crisis. That's
Yeah.
interesting enough for me to go, okay.
Yeah,
About whether he wants to be in an antique store.
Yeah, exactly.
or
Maybe,
not.
maybe there's something to it. Yeah, we don't need a 3. We didn't need a 2. Technically, you don't need a sequel of anything.
Yeah,
But
that's
Yeah.
I enjoy all the Toy Story. I love all the Toy Stories.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a finite ending to all of them, but, like, out of all the sequels that we get every year, this is not the one that I'm like,
Yeah, oh,
we
definitely.
shouldn't be getting this
Well,
one.
I'm not
because it's a
upset.
kid's movie.
There was, I did feel there was like a second of like internet outrage, but of course there was like they changed Andy's face or something.
No, that's like a flashback.
It's a flashback,
he's-
but
yeah.
I just go,
Whatever.
who cares?
Yeah,
Like, what
it's not
are
that
you
big
doing
of a
with your
deal.
life that you care that
The
they
movie
changed it?
wasn't about Andy.
Yeah, it
Like,
wasn't
no.
about Andy's face.
You barely even saw his face in the first
Yeah.
one. Like,
Yeah. So, I feel like 1 and 2, like all this stuff is memorable, and that's what I think my
Yeah.
problem with 3.
I
Yeah.
love 3. I don't
no,
know,
see,
Lotso.
you like
I don't
3,
know.
like
yeah.
the
like
bear.
Lotso,
I
he's
don't
scary.
know. Is that what the bear's name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lotso.
He's
Lotso
scary.
Bear.
Yeah. like,
I guess.
yeah, like all that preschool stuff. I feel doesn't.
No, the caterpillar room and the butterfly room, man.
I
Have you
don't
seen this
remember.
recently or something?
I like this movie. I like
Yeah,
Toy
yeah.
Story
Last time you
3.
saw it.
I don't know, the past 4 or 5 years or so.
Really?
Like, yeah.
When did it come out?
It came out like 2010, I think.
All right, that's almost a decade old.
It almost came out 10 years ago,
Yeah.
so I understand why you guys don't remember it. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I genuinely like out of all the Pixar movies, it's up there. in my favorite Pixar movie.
I'm saying with Toy Story 1 and 2, I feel maybe that's just because I watched it more as a kid.
Yeah.
Those things, it's more ingrained.
No,
in
I
my-
get that.
I always just think it's like weird, because Toy Story 1's so old, and 2 are so old at this point. Like a kid is gonna grow up going like, oh,
Toy Story
I love the
4.
bear character. I'm like, who?
Well, I
And
guess
then
that's
someone's gonna grow up like, I love Forky. I'm like,
That's the funny part is that most people going to see this are our age, but they're made for kids.
yeah,
so that's
even
kind of
older.
the weird
Not even-
argument.
not even
yeah. I mean, we were.
Toy Story was already out on VHS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
when we
really
came
that's
out, yeah.
Toy Story 2 and 3. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know, but I'm genuinely like.
I think I'll see it probably. I don't know if I'll see it
Yeah.
in theater, but I'll see it. I'll go, that was pleasant.
Yeah.
Because they're always
Yeah.
well made.
I don't think I'll see
No,
it.
it's not going to be Citizen Kane, but I mean, it's Toy Story 4.
Which
so
Toy Story 1 was,
Well,
as we
yeah,
all remember.
yeah, Citizen Kane and
Yes.
cartoons. But no, I'm genuinely, again, I didn't like Pixar. I've been on and off with, like, again, they're not made for me, but I didn't like Brave, and I didn't like,
Is it Good Dinosaur then?
yeah.
I
Everyone's
don't
favorite
even know.
movie.
I've never seen
Cars
that.
2 and 3, like nobody asked for those.
Yeah,
so like,
true.
out of
Yeah.
all the Toy Story is pretty cool, and everyone likes
yeah.
those characters. So.
Pixar's getting a real kind of. I guess that's people's problem is Pixar's getting a sequel rut.
And like Incredibles 2 wasn't
Yeah,
that great?
Incredibles 2.
Finding Dory sucked.
Yeah,
Like,
it's Finding Dory.
Sorry.
She was so
Frozen 2, and now
see it.
Toy Story 4. It's like-
Yeah.
and then the last thing they made was The Good Dinosaur, which no one cared about. So
Yeah.
I guess people want to see.
So Toy Story 4, everyone likes Woody and Buzz. So
What's Buzz up to? He ain't
yeah,
doing
what are
nothing.
these? I don't know.
He's not even a character anymore. All right, it's time for a quick commercial break. Stick around.
They'll see you before you see them. Cops are cracking down on drinking and driving. Drive sober or get pulled over.
All right, and now we're back, and we're going to talk about the 9th film from Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. All right, Jacob, initial thoughts on this trailer.
I'm excited. I've been on and off with Tarantino. I don't love Pulp Fiction.
You don't love Pulp Fiction?
I love Reservoir Dogs and I love Django. Those are-
Reservoir Dogs is the worst one.
No,
that was
no.
bad.
Kill Bill 2 is the worst one.
No, Kill Bill.
bad,
he-
too.
I don't like
All right,
that
all right, all right.
anymore
Rest in
now.
peace, David Carradine.
Rest in peace, David Carradine. But
Let's not
again,
get
like,
into that.
I like Inglourious Basterds. It's
Was
pretty
good,
solid.
yeah.
But Hateful Eight I didn't like.
Hateful Eight was. That's what I want to talk about. Is Hateful Eight? That was where I said, you need to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is.
I said the
we've
same
been-
thing. I don't
yeah.
hate Pulp Fiction. I don't
Yeah.
hate any of those movies.
Yeah.
I don't hate Kill Bill, but Hateful Eight was the one where I was like, oh no.
Right.
But then this trailer, I was like, oh cool, he's changed it up a bit. So I think I'm
but
a little
is he?
bit.
Is he though? Because every
I-
trailer
I
he
don't
does.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Every
if he
trailer he
is.
does, I go, oh my god, this would be the greatest thing ever.
True.
I did that for Hateful Eight. I go,
True.
oh my god, Kurt Russell's got a beard.
Yeah.
And then I would see it, I go,
Yeah.
ah.
I haven't seen it.
I just think this looks a little more energetic and more of a where Hateful Eight. Even the trailer, you go back to that trailer, it was just like, are they going to be in this building this whole time? And then they were. And I was like, there was one setting in that whole movie, and I was like, oh, and like
Yeah.
I don't know. So again, Tarantino's not my favorite director, but I am genuinely excited for this movie, and I like the cast too.
Oh, he always has a
Oh,
fantastic
yeah.
cast.
Rest in peace, Burt Reynolds. I mean, he's in it.
He's in it. Oh yeah.
He's in it, and
He's not
you
even in
know
the trailer.
everyone loves Leo and Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, all great actors.
I'm just
so.
glad Kurt Russell gets checks. That's why.
Oh, Kurt
Yeah.
Russell. I didn't see that. But yeah, he's in it too. So.
Cynthia, are you a big Tarantino guy?
I wouldn't say a big one, but
Just a fan.
yeah, I'm a fan. I like some of the movies.
This poster
he's
says
made.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardi and Brett with 2 Ds.
Oh, I don't know- I
I'm
don't know what
interested
that's
in
about.
why he always uses the same actors.
I think it's a
directors do
auteur
that.
thing.
A lot of directors
Yeah.
do that.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I'd like to see like different people,
All right, so
but
what for you, Tarantino? What are the ones? What are the Tarantinos you like?
I like Django Unchained a lot.
I like the original Django.
I do like the original Django
Original
too.
Django?
Yeah.
Good.
Pulp Fiction was okay.
Yeah.
I don't like the Kill Bills. They're a little much for me with the gore.
Yeah.
But I have to see Reservoir Dogs still.
You're not gonna like
No,
it.
I love
It's
it.
fine. It's
Imagine
an
Pulp
hour and a
Fiction.
half.
Pulp Fiction, but worse. Like
What?
just like that
No.
style of writing. Yes,
No,
it is.
it's an hour and a half. It's in and out, and it's a simple
Okay.
story. It's great.
Yeah, his movies are
Ye-
long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ron,
Oh.
where do you fall in Tarantino? I gotta know where everyone stands.
Oh, I don't like Tarantino. But
At all?
I just,
You had a-
not at all. But I just want to say I'm disappointed it's not a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Mexico by Robert Rodriguez,
Whatever.
starring Johnny Depp.
Whatever. All right.
No, that movie's bad,
With
but-
the trailer, I don't remember the other trailers that well for the other one, but for the other movies. But are they
yeah.
usually as? Because this doesn't show any violence, and this is about Charles Manson.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be violence.
It doesn't
at
even
some
show
point.
Charles Manson.
I
It shows
think
him like
for a
waving.
second.
It
Oh,
shows-
yeah.
it shows him for a second.
Yeah.
Like it shows Leo.
Oh, okay, that's who that was. All right.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm gonna get duped again because I go, oh, he's not gonna just do a movie with bunches of blood and then some quippy dialogue.
Yeah.
Which I feel I'm like, oh, I like this one because I like his dialogue a lot, and I like him focusing more on that.
Yeah.
Do you think this is gonna fall into like the traps where everyone's dead and bloody at the end?
I think this might be a mix of like Inglourious and Pulp Fiction, where the script is tight and he knows these actors. Everyone knows these actors, and I think he's gonna let these actors, because again with the Hateful Eight, he had his head up his own ass during that whole movie. And I was like, Tarantino, you like yourself too much. But I think with Pulp Fiction and Glorious Bastards, he kind of let the actors act and do their job. And I think that's what I'm hoping for, is that Leo and Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, they're all Oscar nominated, Oscar winning. I think he'll let them do their stuff. And I think that's, if he focuses on the actors, which he's good at, I think it could be better than a lot of his like slower and bloody.
I think I'm just kind of sick of him of just like picking stuff from genre films, and then just kind of like, oh, I get it. You've seen the original Django, you've seen all these bad westerns, you've seen all these bad 70s movies. I've seen them too at this point now, so the trick doesn't work for me anymore. And I kind of hope he doesn't fall back onto that, just pulling something from the 70s. It's a great trailer, but hopefully the movie's good.
Yeah.
I'll see this one.
You'll see this one?
Yeah.
Why? Okay.
I was kind of interested.
What made you interested as opposed to other?
That's a good question. I don't know. There's something about the trailer that I was like, what?
Is it the Bruce Lee part?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't they have whoever playing Bruce Lee on this
He's like,
poster?
these hands are weapons when I kill someone.
and Brad Pitt's like, that happens.
I was like, kill someone that's illegal anyways.
So I might see this one.
Yeah, I hope it's more funny than like
Serious?
Trying
to take it so seriously?
Yeah, hopefully it was too serious. It was too genre focused.
Yeah.
All right, we need to take another commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
They'll see you before you see them. Cops are cracking down on drinking and driving. Drive sober or get pulled over.
All right, we're back with another film review. Today we'll be talking about Jordan Peele's latest film, Us. This film has already sold over $70 million in ticket sales and is during its opening weekend. We have a short segment before we go into spoilers, so if you don't want to be around for that and get spoiled, please leave, and that means people in the studio. Please leave. All right, first, start with Cynthia. Initial thoughts on this film.
I loved it.
You loved it?
I thought it was so complex and like made you think throughout the whole movie. It was one of those where you really have to pay attention, but you enjoy paying attention to all the the little details and like kind of like tricks that he puts in there almost. And I'm going to toot my own horn. Proud to say that I understood like what the plot twist was going to be right at the beginning. But that like also kind of ruined it for me at the same time, because if I wasn't thinking that far ahead, I feel like I would have been like, whoa, you know?
Got shocked by it?
Yeah.
Or you would have preferred to get shocked by it than kind of...
Yeah.
Well, I always feel like in a twist, I get like satisfaction.
Yeah.
Which is also like kind of replaces is good enough feeling instead of shock. You go, oh, I'm gonna be so smart.
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
That's me. I knew that.
Oh yeah, no. I was like the whole time. I was like, look, this is my theory, and this is why, this is why, this is why, and then and then like things would happen. And I was like, see, I told you, you know, like stuff like that. And then right at the end of the movie, I thought like, oh, my theory's not gonna pan out, and then like. They showed her in the car, driving.
Not there.
I know. It's not spoiling anything yet. She's driving.
Car in the movie, sorry.
And I was like, oh, it's gonna end. Like the nice music was playing. I was like, oh, my theory's not correct. And then like they went into it, and I was like, ugh.
All right, Ron, initial thoughts.
It started so good, and then it just it went way down.
What? Interesting.
That opening was like with them at the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was such good horror right there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And then they just it was like there was no concrete afterwards. Like there was a lot of back and forth.
I get that.
I will say, as a horror movie, I don't know how effective it is because one,
Definitely.
it's funny.
Oh yeah.
Especially you have the dad character.
There's like
he's great.
He's
so
great,
funny.
but he undercuts every horror scene because
You know what
he'll
though?
say a joke.
I thought the comedy horror worked better in this than Get Out, because Get Out, it was strictly drama, and then it cut to the guy in the apartment, like funny line, cut back. This one kind of
They definitely were, but
it reminded me of a Key and Peele skit.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I would have said Get Out is a pure horror movie with some awkward comedy. This is like a comedy horror movie.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a mix of the genres.
Because I
love
feel
this
like
movie. I really did.
You did?
Yeah, I like this more than Get Out, and again, I'm kind of in the same boat where I was like, is this the ending? And then there was a few things that I kind of guessed, but there was other things I found fun, and I don't really do this a lot during movies, where when I went back after the movie, like, sat down, and there was things I was piecing together, I was like, oh wait, they referenced this, and they did this, and that relates to that, and that relates to that, and I kind of found that was, to me, more fun than watching the movie itself, going, wait a minute, he put this in the beginning and did that, so.
We're going in spoilers? All right, so this is spoiler time. This is the end of the video, so it's not the end for us, but if you don't want to get spoiled, it's the end for you. See you next week.
Go to this time.
Yeah. All right. I guess we don't have to get into spoilers right away. We can still talk about...
Oh, I want to say, the doppelgangers, I don't think it was very clear what they were
exactly.
Okay.
The rule set
because
doesn't make
they
sense.
kept switching between each of the characters. So, like, Elizabeth Moss's character, she kind of... The scene with
hers is mirrored to her personality, which makes sense, because she said she could be an actress. And then so she's putting on makeup because of her vanity.
And then the twins are doing the cartwheels.
Because they're athletic.
I mean, that's like shallow. I was like, oh, is that their character?
That's
cartwheelers?
Yeah.
That's who they are. But then you have, like, the dad. Like, how is that a reflection of him?
Okay, so this is the only problem I had. I did really like the movie. The only problem I had is that everything, from a writing standpoint, like, if you were to divide everything up, it makes sense, but connecting the pieces together didn't quite add up.
Yeah.
Like, not everything on its own. Oh, that's a great concept. Great concept. But you put everything together, it didn't correctly add up to a cohesive. But that's not to say that that's bad, because I do like how it was one guy writing the script, one guy directing it, one guy shooting it. It felt like one person's vision, which I was very much okay. I was very much okay with that. So when everything didn't line up, again, I guess kind of in the ending, I was like, when you find out the twist where
you can say it.
she's not who she says she is. You were like, what's her motivation then? Why is she doing that? Why, the motivation didn't correctly add up, but the twist itself was cool enough where I didn't really mind
I
it.
questioned the part where the son was, like, looking at her, and I was like,
okay, so
but she's still your mom. She gave birth to you. Why are you
well, she didn't, though.
No, she did,
because she switched as a child and grew up. So that's still your kid. So why are you looking at her with suspicion?
Because I guess he saw some stuff when
Well, he's in the locker.
He was in the locker.
Which he doesn't have enough evidence to. Why would he realize that the mom is actually the clone?
Because
but we also didn't see
there was the part where she was like going back in and killing the twin again, and she started making the same noises.
Oh, she let out the scream that sounds like them. So
he like walked in and he was like,
oh, you're right.
Mom?
Yeah, she literally kills herself, and then she's like, oh, it'll be okay, and he's just like, no.
Well, I wouldn't say why they'd be horrified from that perspective, like, oh, my mom's a monster, but I guess I just didn't get
the whole movie's about, like, repression and how she repressed the memory of her being, because basically, the protagonist that we have been following was actually born in the underground.
Yes.
So the whole thing is her repressing that underground memory, pretending like, oh, I've been living on the surface this whole time. Yeah. So the son's now doing the same thing. It's been passed down, and they mentioned that in the movie. Oh, it passes down. So now he's doing the same thing. I'll just repress that. I didn't see it. And he's like, I didn't see anything in that basement. You're my mom. Forget it. And he does that. So that's what I kind of like. And again, another thing that I liked was that Jeremiah guy, that 1111 Bible guy. The kid, when he first leaves the beach and he sees him standing there like that and he's alone, I later realized that he's the first guy to get there, because then it cuts back to the ending and there's like everyone lined up. Yeah. So he was getting ready to do
But then the clone rules don't make sense, because his counterpart's dead and you're supposed to mimic your
I think once they kill the counterpart, they get in the position for the hands.
Oh, that's right. That actually makes sense that his hand's bloody because he killed his counterpart.
Yeah.
But then there's the
Which you
kid.
see right before they get to the beach.
Oh yeah. You see his body. It's like, oh, I guess just he died.
Yeah.
And that was. But then you have something like I guess you call him Match Kid or something.
Oh,
the son.
Backwards.
Yeah. Why does he perfectly mimic?
Because so I think that the son is so like underdeveloped, and he's not like a full the son.
Because he's like a beast.
He's like a beast basically, and in the closet he was mimicking the kids. So that's all he basically knows how to do is just mimic.
Actually, that makes sense with Amir, because the kid is like too smart or something.
Yeah, so he's like,
makes him weird.
and like even like the other,
he's like autistic.
Yeah.
Like the other Adelaide was like, be careful, like he has a temper, but that's kind of it. Like he only like in the closet they were like doing the same thing, and like. Because that's all he knows how to do. It's just do that. And she was saying that like when she revealed everything, she was like, oh yeah, like we learned to develop over that. We learned to rise up. Yeah. But he's still like 8 years old or whatever. So he didn't really.
Performance-wise,
performances-
Lupita, the mother.
I thought she was
She's
great.
fantastic.
She's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
So
yeah.
Her eyes are like
Oh yeah.
you just see fear so clearly that you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone so actually afraid. And her dueling of the clone with the
Yeah.
voice and
That
everything.
voice, that
was
voice,
good.
I was like, whoa, that voice. And
I
then you
thought it
find
was a
out,
little
you know,
cheesy at first,
Yeah.
but like,
well, then you find out the reason for the voice is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
she choked her, you know. I thought, yeah, that was the
Oh,
stuff
I
that
saw that
interested
as a different reason
Yeah.
why her voice
No,
was.
she literally choked her. So
Yeah,
then,
no, I got that, but then also she lived in an area where for
She wouldn't have to
however many
speak.
years where she
Well,
never
I-
spoke
that
to
was
anyone.
the other
so I
thing
kind of
was that
saw that
Her
as
vocal
both.
cords were underdeveloped.
The other thing was that that's why they saw her as special, because she was the only one who knew English.
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
So
All right, they're back. So we're about to wrap up with our ratings. We'll start all the way at the end. Jacob.
I'm in the like 8, 9 area. I'm gonna say more so an 8, maybe second rewatch, and may go up, may go down. But
It could go up because like there's stuff where I'm
again, there's stuff that
You
I
will go,
maybe
"Oh,
I
that's
possibly
this?"
missed. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a solid 8. Yeah, definitely.
Cynthia.
I'm gonna go 9. 9 out of 10 scissors.
Ron.
There were elements of a horror movie that I found lacking to it. So
All right.
I'm going to say 6.
Oh, wow.
Dad's going to smoke a cigarette.
They're not coming back. And then I'll go 8 out of 10 poorly aged musical act T-shirts.
Oh, that's
Thriller.
Michael
Thriller.
Jackson.
That's the boat you're gonna. Whoops. All right. That's all we have for today. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back the same time next week.